Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Last night's rain is gone. It's a beautiful day, but it's going to feel much different with the colder temperatures. I'll show you when we could drop down near freezing.
And budget proposal. Wake County Schools working on how best to spend money in your child's school. Today, how you can make your opinion known on what is and is not included.
Plus, Mega Millions modified. Starting tonight, there are changes that are coming to the big drawing. How much more you'll need to pay and how your odds of winning are improving. But knowing my luck, I won't win at all. Hey, that's an increased chance, so maybe, who knows? Who knows? All right, thanks for joining us here on WRAL News at Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovington.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win either. But you know what? We do have a chance, so we'll talk about that coming up. Thanks for joining us here on your Tuesday morning. Noticeably chillier this morning than it has been the past couple of days. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is on the WRAL weather patio in her jacket because it's a jacket morning.
It is. You know, it feels really fresh and clean out here right now. You know, after the rain yesterday washed away a lot of the pollen and the humidity is gone. It's really just nice and crisp out here. You look back across at the gardens, the azaleas are in full bloom. I mean, today would be a really nice day, and tomorrow too, to come out and see the azaleas, you know, in your sweater. 51 degrees right now. Our dew point is at 45, so it's nice and you know, dry feeling. It's 43 in Roxborough, 48 in Rocky Mount, and 49 in Southern Pines. So temperatures are on the cool side. Overnight tonight, much colder. We'll be near freezing from Roxborough to South Hill to Roanoke Rapids down toward Rocky Mount. Looking at mid-30s in the Triangle and down south, maybe 40 degrees in Fayetteville. So we do have a freeze warning that's in effect for tomorrow morning. Keep that in mind if you have any tender vegetation you may need to protect. This afternoon stays cool. 50s for much of the day. We'll end up with a high around 61.
All right, happening now in the WRAL traffic center. Quite a bit of icons dotting our live traffic sensors this morning, but there are a few that I want to bring your attention to, particularly this one at I-40 westbound there, Highway 42. You can see it's causing some delays in that particular area. We're also seeing some delays in the eastbound lane as well coming into the capital city. Elsewhere, here's the other situation we're dealing with in terms of the slowdowns that we're seeing to the east of Raleigh, Highway 87. We're seeing it starting at Smithfield Road, and here's a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. You can see the southbound lanes coming toward us this morning. We're also seeing the situation that's going to just give you about a 5-minute delay if you're coming in from Nightdale this morning. So nothing really that's going to make you late, so to speak. In terms of the other major routes coming into the capital city, you're looking at a 17-minute delay if you're coming in on US 1. This is a usual thing that we expect this time of the morning. Over in Durham, very little to no delays going into the Bull City. I-885, there's a crash on the 885 going into Durham. I'll let you know how much that's going to delay you if that's part of your morning commute.
People across the area will be cleaning up today after heavy rain and strong winds caused storm damage. Look at this video here. Our southern counties received the worst of yesterday's weather. The video you're seeing is from Sampson County. A tree snapped in half, narrowly avoiding power lines and homes as it came crashing down. And we saw some similar damage in Wayne County. These are photos shared from viewers in Goldsboro. Splintered wood and pieces of a roof are all that remain after this large oak tree fell into a shed in the backyard. Strong gusts brought down smaller trees too, and that damaged fences and property around the city.
Covering Wake County, today you have a chance to share your opinion about what's included in a $2.2 billion school budget proposal. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Wake County headquarters in Cary. Kelsey, this budget proposal could result in the loss of some jobs.
Yes, Michelle, it could. Tonight, you'll have a chance to offer your input in how money is spent for your children's schools. School leaders will meet here at the district headquarters later today to hear from parents. This comes after Superintendent Robert Taylor sent in a proposed budget. It includes $18 million in cuts, which may mean eliminating some secretary and counselor positions. He's also asking the county for an extra $40 million to cover higher costs. The district is expecting more students, they're opening new schools, and the cost of employee benefits will likely increase. State lawmakers may decide to boost salaries for state-funded employees. That includes several teachers and administrators. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst explains how this would have a local impact.
If the state approves salary increases for state-funded employees, the county would have to react by matching those salary increases for those local employees.
County commissioners will review that budget next month, and then in June, we'll see how much money they're willing to give. In the meantime, parents can offer input to school leaders over the next few weeks. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Also today, the school board will hear details of a report that says year-round school calendars aren't improving test scores. Researchers will present their findings to the board. The calendars help save money and reduce overcrowding in fast-growing areas. The study recommends keeping year-round calendars in overcrowded areas, but it says the school board should consider changes in schools that aren't overcrowded. For more on the report's findings, go to the education section of WRAL.com. And we'll bring you the new data after today's meeting. Look for updates on WRAL News from 4 to 7:30 this evening.
Starting with tonight's drawing, it will cost more to play Mega Millions, but your odds of winning will also be slightly better. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Cary this morning. And Laura, tickets are now $5 instead of $2, but you can buy enough for us here in the station. It's okay.
Well, maybe we can all try our luck. Good morning, Chris. Yes, so the next time you stop at your local gas station or convenience store, you'll notice that the tickets are a bit more expensive. So from $2 to $5 starting today. The lottery officials expect that jump to increase revenue from the twice weekly game. This enables them to improve the odds of winning the jackpot from 1 in 303 million and 1 in 209 million. Although it is a steep increase, the North Carolina Education Lottery tells us the grand prize is also expected to grow more quickly. The lottery expects the average jackpot will be more than $800 million, much higher than the current $450 million average.
If those larger jackpots are available, it stands to reason that we will see more excitement and more play around the game. And over the years, we have also seen the move by a lot of players to spend a few extra dollars if they have a chance at a bigger jackpot or larger prizes.
So this is the second time that Mega Millions tickets have increased. The last time was back in 2017 when it went from $1 to $2 a ticket. You can catch the drawing every Tuesday and Friday nights right here on WRAL News right before our 11 p.m. newscast. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Today, a bill that would bring changes to the state's foster care system will be considered in the state house. Lawmakers are scheduled to discuss what sponsors call the Fostering Care in NC Act in a House Health Committee today. It would give the state more power to check records and enforce rules at local social services offices. And this is happening 2 months after WRAL's documentary Broken Foster Care in North Carolina. In the documentary, we exposed major problems in the system. That QR code you're seeing on your screen will take you right to the documentary. You can also go and find it on WRAL.com.
I implore you, if you have time, please watch that documentary. For the first time since 2007, the Florida Gators are the NCAA's men's basketball national champions. It was an intense game between Houston and Florida. The Gators trailed for most of the second half, but they came back from 12 points down to pull ahead in the final minute. They held on to a win of 65-63. Kind of a tough loss for the Cougars because this would have been their first national title, Michelle.
Somebody has to lose, though. Oh, well. Our bridge dedication will honor a fallen trooper near Roanoke Rapids today. The NC 125 bridge over Interstate 95 will honor patrolman Ralph Arnold, who died in a motorcycle crash while on patrol back in 1936. Today's dedication will happen at the Halifax County Historic Courthouse. Members of the NCDOT and State Highway Patrol will officially recognize the patrolman Ralph W. Arnold Bridge at 11 o'clock this morning.
A local educator will be honored for his decades of service in Wake County tonight. Freddie Lee Heath's theater plaque will be unveiled at Enloe Magnan High School. In 2023, Heath was inducted into the Order of the Longleaf Pine by former Governor Roy Cooper. And tonight's dedication recognizes Heath's contributions to arts and education. That's both as a performer and an educator for more than 20 years. The ceremony is at 6 p.m., followed by a formal program at 7.
Coming up, downtown danger. A fight in a busy area of Chapel Hill ends with a gunshot. How a concerned mom wants police to step up their safety efforts.
Fight over fluoride. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants that stuff out of your drinking water. His reasoning and the criticism he's getting from people in the health community. Well, isn't this nice? People get to be out in Pinehurst, hitting the links. I got to be here and watch them. But no, it's pretty cool. As you're waking up, watching WRAL News on this beautiful day in Pinehurst, waking up to it. It feels pretty comfortable outside as long as you have something a little warmer to wear. That's where Elizabeth Gardner is right now on the WRAL weather patio. At what point today do you think the jacket will come off, though, Elizabeth?
Me? Not. We're going to stay in the 50s for most of the day, and then, just 60 maybe for a couple of hours, so turning much, much cooler. And then same thing tomorrow. Tomorrow morning when I'm standing here at this point on the patio, the temperature is probably going to be 35 degrees. You're going to see me, in the extra big puffy coat tomorrow for sure. But it's beautiful, and it feels really nice out here. Just as crisp, it feels clean. We've gotten rid of the humidity and the pollen. Just lovely. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all looking beautiful right now. And it is a little damp out here on the patio and on the streets, but will dry out very quickly. Lots of sunshine, our flow coming out of the northwest, and so all that rain from yesterday clearing right on out. It was much needed rain. We saw around 2 inches of rain in Siler City, almost 2 inches in Willow Spring, a little under that in Wake Forest, about 1 3/4 inches in Goldsboro, 1.6 in Warrenton, and about 1.5 inches in 4 Oaks. So solid 1 to 2 inches across the area, and we definitely needed it. Unfortunately, we did have some reports of severe weather. Those gray circles that you see are all where we had wind damage, mostly trees down. We had a couple reports near Fayetteville, one of them in Sampson County, several reports in Wayne County, and then one up near Rocky Mount. So we did have a bit of damage. Our next weather maker comes Thursday night into Friday. This is likely to be a weaker system, may not have as much potential for severe storms, could be some hail with it. This is Thursday at 8 p.m. At that point, we start to see some of the rain moving in. So I think most of Thursday stays dry, but there's rain overnight and into Friday. And it may be that it rains for a good chunk of Friday. As we get closer to Friday, especially say we get into tomorrow and Thursday, we'll have a much better chance as we get look at some of the high resolution models in terms of timing out that rain for you. How much rain with this? Probably going to be 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I should say 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So we'll be happy to see some of that rain. Ask the meteorologist yesterday, did you see any lightning? There was a bit of it out there. Did you know that lightning can make your grass greener? Meteorologist, of course, Chris Michaels will be talking more about that in just a little while. The weekend looks cool, but Monday, we're back into the 80s.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We have a number of traffic icons dotting our live traffic sensors this morning, but a couple I want to bring your attention to be on the safe side. They've got the shoulder of the road blocked by a crash on I-885 in the southbound lane. This is the Ellis Road, and this is a live look courtesy of a live cam network. You can see the DOT crews showed up, and the tow truck just showed up as well. But you can see traffic is getting through in those southbound lanes there on I-885. But you're looking at a 6-minute delay if you're leaving Durham this morning. But if you're going into Durham on I-885, you're looking at a 9-minute delay. Yeah, it's a 9-minute delay, but nothing that's going to terribly make you late. This is a crash on I-40 westbound there, Highway 54. We're seeing the usual slowdown there. We're also seeing a little bit of a slowdown in those eastbound lanes, but at least the traffic is moving quite a bit. In terms of the major routes coming into the capital city, boy, our friends in Wake Forest, you're looking at an 18-minute delay coming into the capital city, and things are getting better on I-887 this morning. We're looking at a 7-minute delay if you're coming in on I-885, and of course, coming in from Apex and US 1, you're looking at a 7-minute delay. Over in Durham, very little to no delays heading into the capital city, into the Bull City this morning. We'll keep you posted here in the WRAL Traffic Center.
All right, thank you, Ken. The trial of Lori Vallow Daybell will resume in Arizona this morning. She's accused of conspiring with her brother to kill her former husband, Charles Vallow. Vallow Daybell is representing herself. She dabbed away tears during her opening statement yesterday. She denied accusations her husband's murder was a ploy to gain insurance money. She also claimed her brother killed her husband in self-defense.
Spouses having insurance policies is not a crime. Collecting Social Security is not a crime. Self-defense is not a crime. A family tragedy is not a crime.
Vallow Daybell is already serving multiple life sentences for the murders of her 2 children and a romantic rival. Separately, she is charged with conspiring to kill Brandon Bordeaux, her niece's estranged husband. A trial date has not been set for that, though, and she has pleaded not guilty.
Governor Josh Stein is creating a new council to focus on student safety and well-being. The first focus is coming up with the best practices for cell phone use in school. The group will include legislators, school leaders, mental health professionals, and public safety officers. Stein says the council has until June 1st to draft cell phone policies.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to remove fluoride from drinking water. Kennedy says he's assembling a task force to deal with this issue. The EPA has the authority to set the maximum level of fluoride in public water systems. The agency said yesterday they're reviewing, quote, new scientific information on the possible health risks of fluoride in drinking water. According to the CDC, fluoride strengthens teeth and reduces cavities. However, Kennedy has claimed fluoride has a, quote, dangerous neurotoxin.
Now we know that there is no systemic advantage, zero systemic advantage, and that the only advantage comes from topical application.
We think the impact with the increase in decay will cause more children to be out of school. It'll cause more people to not be working.
Utah actually became the first state to ban fluoride in public drinking water last month. CDC data showed in 2022, roughly 88% of North Carolina's population was served by community water systems with fluoride in them.
You probably saw lightning and heard some thunder during yesterday's storm, and that could have an effect on how your lawn looks today. Meteorologist Chris Michaels joins us now with the science behind that connection. I like this. I'm ready for my grass to be green.
Exactly. Yeah, everything's just kind of looked a little dismal over the past few months. It's nice to see the greenery now. Some of that has to do with lightning, and a lot of it has to do with that whole big word that we saw in elementary school, photosynthesis, right? We're not going to go into the chemical compounds here, but you do know that more sunlight and rainwater is obviously going to bring out the green color that you see in the trees and in the grass. But as far as the connection between lightning and that green color, we got to talk about what the atmosphere is made up of. And this is where the chemistry gets involved. 78% of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen. So when you have lightning, of course, there's a lot of energy with that. And as it strikes, it splits nitrogen molecules that then interact with oxygen molecules, which creates nitrates, which are actually a natural fertilizer. So as the rain falls down, carries that nitrates down to the ground, and it helps to fertilize the soil. So today, the next few days, you may notice that your lawn is looking a little greener, and I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that when I get home later today, guys.
Very cool. Thanks, Chris. A fight on the streets led to gunfire in a busy area of downtown Chapel Hill. The altercation all caught on camera. My goodness. It happened Sunday night at the corner of Franklin and Columbia Street. Police say it started as an argument, turning into a fight, and that's when they say 22-year-old Anas Hamoud fired a gun into the air. He was arrested about 5 minutes later. We spoke with the mother of a UNC student who lives nearby. She says the area feels under-policed.
I feel like this is a very volatile area, and there's not enough police presence.
Early Saturday morning, someone carjacked a student at gunpoint in a parking deck near the same intersection. Police found that car in Durham, but they are still searching for the suspect. For the Sunday shooting, Hamoud is charged with firing a weapon in town limits and going armed to the terror of people.
Meta has widened its safety measures for teenage users. Jeff Hogan in the WRAL Live Center here. This is something we've been hearing about for months. They took some steps back in September, but Meta now says Instagram users under the age of 16 will not be able to live stream or unblur nudity in direct messages they have received without parental approval. So they need this approval. The social media company also said it's extending its safeguards for users under 18 to its Facebook and Messenger apps as well. It launched its teen account program for Instagram back in September to give parents more options to supervise their children's online activity, and they've taken it a step further. Now, these latest changes will roll out first to users in the United States and Britain and Canada, and then go out globally in the following months. But teen users under the age of 16 blocked from using Instagram Live unless parents give permission.
Giving parents a little more control over their kids' accounts. Thanks, Jeff. A large crowd showed up to the Granville County Public School Board meeting last night, and they came to show support for the South Granville basketball coach, Jake Wohlfeil. The district recently decided to consolidate 2 middle schools because of declining enrollment, and the move reassigned 11 staff members, including Wohlfeil. The district used a rubric system to evaluate which teachers would be reassigned, and some argue there was a miscalculation. Woolfile is hoping to learn if his appeal will be accepted this Friday.
A Supreme Court order is opening the door for more planes filled with deportees to head to an El Salvadorian prison. Last night, the nation's highest court threw out the order of a federal judge who had blocked the removal of men alleged to be members of a Venezuelan gang under the Alien Enemies Act. The ruling says the Trump administration deportations can continue as long as the detainees are allowed time to challenge the charges against them.
Your time is 8:22. New ruling. Another decision in the ongoing battle over the result of a state Supreme Court election, where Jefferson Griffin's right to get 60,000 votes thrown out now stands.
And bag check. You'll need to be a little earlier for your next Delta flight. The new rule that goes into effect today for the airline's luggage handling.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Noticeably cooler this morning. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner on the WRAL weather patio in her coat because you need one this morning, Elizabeth.
You do. It's chilly out here, but you know, it feels refreshing. The humidity is gone. The pollen is gone, at least for one day, so it's nice and crisp out here. And the gardens still look absolutely beautiful. The azaleas are just really showing up gorgeous behind me right now. It's 45 in Roxborough, 52 in Fayetteville, 48 Cary, 49 in Garner. So it is a cool start this morning. Overnight tonight, considerably colder. We're talking about low to mid 30s. So temperatures will be 10 to 15 degrees colder tomorrow morning. Freeze warning in effect for most of the viewing area. For today, it stays cool all day. Temperatures will be in the 50s up until the middle of the afternoon. We briefly top out at 60. Sunshine sticks around.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We've got a crash blocking the shoulder of the road there on those southbound lanes of I-885, but you can see traffic is getting through nicely. Just some onlooker delayed traffic. In terms of your delay running through that area, looking at a 9-minute delay for you in the southbound lanes, just a 7-minute delay going into Durham using I-885. As we widen out the view, I'll let you know if any of these crashes will be affecting your morning commute coming up at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
All right, thank you, Ken. Tonight, the Wake County School Board will hold a public hearing on its budget proposal. Superintendent Robert Taylor is suggesting a budget increase, but also plans to cut $18 million. And starting with tonight's drawing, the cost of a Mega Millions ticket goes up from $2 to $5. The lottery is also making a few changes that will slightly improve your odds. You can watch Mega Millions drawings live on WRAL every Tuesday and Friday at 11. Next on Fox 50, a new ruling in the case challenging 60,000 votes in a state Supreme Court race.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
And the rain is gone. It's going to be a beautiful day, but you'll notice a huge change in our temperature. As a matter of fact, tonight we drop down to near freezing. I'll show you who's under a freeze warning.
Calendar questions. Today, Wake County Schools is taking a look at whether year-round classes actually work for children, where a new study shows changes should be made.
And drawing differences starting tonight. The way the Mega Millions works is changing. How much more a ticket will cost you and how lotto officials say your odds of winning are going up.
Plus, saving on supplies. WRAL's 5 on Your Side breaks down how to best stretch your dollar when you're preparing for that spring cleaning. I've been avoiding doing that. Probably should do that now.
Probably at some point.
Keely's story will definitely guilt trip me into it. Any doodles. Thanks for joining us here on WRAL News. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Thank you so much for joining us here on your Tuesday morning. It's sunny, it's beautiful outside, but it is a little chilly. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner on the weather patio to tell us how warm we're going to get today, Elizabeth.
You know, it's going to stay cool all day today. Our temperatures will feel like 50s until maybe just the middle of the afternoon for a few hours. So it's not going to be shorts and t-shirts weather like it was over the weekend. But I tell you what, it feels really refreshing out here right now. We've seen a big drop in our humidity, drop in our temperature, drop in the pollen. But it is still beautiful. If you wanted to come out and take a look at the gardens, they are in full bloom. The azaleas are just spectacular behind me. 51 is our temperature right now. Our dew point is dry at 45. So we're going to start to see all the rain from yesterday, all that moisture drying out pretty quickly. It's 45 in Roxborough, 49 in South Hill, 48 in Rocky Mount, 49 in Southern Pines. But take a look at our frost freeze potential overnight tonight. We're going to drop it on down to what will feel like winter, near freezing in our northern counties, mid 30s in the middle of the viewing area, and then around 40 degrees in Fayetteville. So most of us are under a freeze warning for late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Now, if you're in the city, in the Triangle, you probably aren't going to have to worry about your plants too much, but in rural areas, definitely. And I know the farmers will be very busy taking care of those strawberry and peach plants and all the other tender vegetation that's out there. We'll see a high of 61 this afternoon. Again, you'll be wanting to grab your coat for early tomorrow morning.
This has been happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We got a crash really off to the shoulder of the road there in I-885 in those southbound lanes. But you can see lanes of traffic are getting through it. The only delay, we're seeing some onlooker delay because right now, if you're in the southbound lanes of I-885, you're looking at a 6-minute delay. If you're in the northbound lane, you're just looking at a 6-minute delay as well. There are a couple of other things that we want to bring your attention to, even though there are a number of icons dotting our live traffic sensors this morning. But one in particular, this one, I-40 westbound near Highway 54, you can see the huge delays it's causing right there on I-40. So keep that in mind as you're about to head out this morning because it's going to take you some time to get through that particular area. The other troubled spot we're looking at is Capitol Boulevard in the southbound lane. There's Spring Forest Road. You can see the huge backup it's causing. But also know that Capitol Boulevard, there are traffic lights as well. So that's probably adding to the congestion you're seeing coming in on Capitol Boulevard. Right now, you're looking at a 60-minute delay coming in from Capitol Boulevard, just a 7-minute delay coming in from Nightdale. Over in Durham, in terms of getting into the Bull City, you're looking at very little to no delays coming into the Bull City this morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thank you, Ken. People across the area will be cleaning up today after heavy rain and strong winds caused storm damage yesterday. Take a look at this video here. Our southern counties received the worst of yesterday's weather. Take a look at this video from Sampson County. A tree snapped in half, narrowly avoiding power lines and homes as they came crashing down. And we spoke with the woman who captured this video. She's thankful nobody was hurt.
It's like, oh my gosh, please don't fall in my house because I have trees everywhere, you know, so just really grateful nobody got hurt.
We saw similar damage in Wayne County and Cumberland County as well. This morning, we are working to learn of any injuries resulting from those storms.
Covering Wayne County, today we expect to learn how effective year-round school calendars have been. There's a new report slated to provide this information. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from Wake School headquarters in Cary. And Kelsey, researchers who will address the school board tonight say year-round schools don't improve test scores.
In a few hours, Wake school leaders will meet here at the district headquarters today. We'll learn more information about those new findings about year-round schools. New research shows year-round schools don't improve academic performance. Year-round students are performing just as well as traditional calendar students, according to this report. Researchers analyze the cost and benefits of year-round schools. Although the study shows they don't impact academic performance, there are still some advantages. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst says multi-track year-round schools help the district handle overcrowding.
That's when you have tracks of students going in and out throughout the school year. That increases a school's capacity. So that's really important, especially in Western Wake County, where the population is growing really fast and the school system has not been able to build enough schools to catch up with that.
The study recommends the district keep year-round schools in those overcrowded areas like Western Wake County and make some changes to year-round schools that are in some less crowded areas. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on that. But if you want more information about those findings, go to the education section of our website, WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, Live in Cary.
Also tonight, the Wake County School Board will hold a budget public hearing, and anyone interested in speaking about the district's new budget proposal can do so tonight. The meeting starts at 5:30 at the school district's headquarters in Cary. Superintendent Robert Taylor is suggesting a budget increase. He also plans to cut $18 million, including some counselors. The school board plans to hear from people tonight and at 3 other meetings before making a final proposal to county commissioners.
The state Supreme Court has temporarily blocked a court ruling that would challenge 60,000 voters in a 2024 election. Republican Jefferson Griffin wants to throw out the voters' ballots. He's running for a seat in the state Supreme Court against Democratic incumbent Allison Riggs. Friday, the Court of Appeals ruled in favor of Griffin. The judges gave voters 15 days to prove their identity or have their ballot thrown out. The state Supreme Court has now blocked that order from going into place.
The North Carolina House of Representatives is set to approve a DEI ban bill, and this would specifically ban DEI programs in state and local government. The proposal is scheduled to go before the House for a vote today, and the bill would forbid local governments from using public funds to promote DEI programs. It would also require private organizations receiving state or local grants to stop any DEI practices and ban DEI training, as well as its use in hiring or awarding contracts.
Starting with tonight's drawing, it will cost more to play Mega Millions, but you'll also have a slightly better chance at winning a prize. WRAL's Laura Levine tells us about the changes that are now in place.
We could see more winners and bigger jackpots in the Mega Millions drawing because player odds will get slightly better, but it quite literally will come at a cost. Starting today, tickets will go from $2 to $5 a ticket. Now, lottery officials expect that jump to increase revenue from the twice-weekly game. This enables them to improve the odds of winning the jackpot from 1 in 303 million to 1 in 290 million. Although it is a steep increase, the North Carolina Education Lottery tells us the grand prize is also expected to grow more quickly. The lottery expects the average jackpot will be more than $800 million, much higher than the current $450 million average.
The excitement certainly builds, as you would expect, when jackpots are bigger, when there's more excitement surrounding them. And we see the numbers and money raised for education in North Carolina follow that level of excitement. So they rise together, essentially.
So this is the second time Mega Millions ticket prices have increased. The last time was back in 2017 when it went from $1 to $2 a ticket. You can catch the drawings every Tuesday and Friday nights right here on WRAL right before our 11 p.m. newscast. Laura Levine, WRAL News in Cary.
New this morning, China says it will fight to the end if President Trump imposes an additional 50% tariff on Chinese goods. The Chinese ministry said this morning that Trump's threat to escalate tariffs is a mistake on a mistake. If the plan is fully implemented, the total tariffs on goods imported into the United States from China would be as much as 104%. Trump threatened the new tariffs effective tomorrow if Beijing does not withdraw its 34% tariffs on all U.S. goods by today. Beijing's retaliatory tariffs are scheduled to take effect on Thursday.
For the first time since 2007, the Florida Gators are the NCAA men's basketball national champions. It was a nail-biter of a game between Houston and Florida. The Gators trailed for most of the second half, but they came back from 12 points down to pull ahead in the final minute. They held on to win that game 65-63. A tough loss for the Cougars. This would have been their first national title.
A man is in the hospital after being shot in Durham, and this happened just after 8 o'clock last night on East Lynch Avenue. What you're seeing here is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. A person police believe was the shooter was found on the scene and arrested, and the man who was shot is expected to be okay.
More than 30 firefighters responded to a fire in Raleigh. It happened just before 9 o'clock last night on Batts Road. The structure was empty and no injuries were reported. The cause of the fire still under investigation this morning. Time now is 8:40. Resignation requests. The new offer the Department of Homeland Security is giving thousands of employees to try and get them to leave their jobs.
Stretching your dollar. WRAL's 5 on your side takes a look at where you can save some money on your spring cleaning effort this year.
And there's a big change in the temperature today. It's much cooler as you take a live look over Lake Gaston this morning. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is back after the break with who could be feeling freezing temperatures this time tomorrow. Welcome back on your Tuesday morning as we take a live look over Warrenton. Not a cloud in the sky there. Really beautiful blue skies. It is feeling quite crisp out there, as Elizabeth was mentioning before. Feels nice, but it is a little chilly, noticeably chillier than what we've seen over the past couple of days, Elizabeth.
Over the weekend, we were, mid-upper 80s to near 90 degrees. So that cold front that came through yesterday with all that rain is really bringing some pretty big changes to us. But that in itself is pretty typical for this time of year. We're having, if you can imagine, a battle between winter and summer. And they battle it out for a while, and then summer wins, and then they battle it out for a while in the fall, and then winter wins. Right now, spring is ruling the garden. So the azaleas are in full bloom behind me. It's such a great time. I mean, today and tomorrow both will be lovely times to be out here. Our pollen is down because of the rain yesterday, and our temperatures are just feeling delightful. 51 degrees. It's sweater weather out here, but it just feels crisp. It was so humid and hot over the weekend, and of course that is all gone now. Our temperature 45 in Roxborough, 49 South Hill, 51 in Raleigh, 52 in Fayetteville. We'll zoom in a little closer to the Triangle, and Cary's sitting at 49, Apex at 47, 49 in Garner, and 44 right now in Chapel Hill. Our 24-hour temperature change huge. We're running about 20 degrees cooler than we were this time yesterday. During the afternoon, we'll be cooler than yesterday as well. Yesterday, we were at around 70, low 70s, so about 10 degrees cooler this afternoon. 61 in Raleigh, 60 in Durham, and 66 in Fayetteville. Of course, with the rain that rolled through overnight last night, we have dropped our pollen count down, so it feels comfortable out here right now. But Wednesday and Thursday, it will start to climb again back up to high. Our cold front, this is a dry front that sort of washed out across our area, but has opened the door to some really chilly air coming in. So it's going to be a cold night tonight. Temperatures will be, a solid, 20 plus degrees colder than what we're seeing right now. 32 in Clarksville, 30 in Roxborough. We're looking at 31 in Roanoke Rapids. We head down to the south, and we're looking at mid to upper 30s in the south. So we do have the freeze warning that's in effect for tonight, and then after that we start to see the temperatures warming up just a little bit. So we'll have to deal with it for one night. Warmer Thursday, and then some showers and thunderstorms in our forecast for Friday.
Just into the WRAL Live Center, some pretty disturbing video aftermath of a roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. The Associated Press is reporting 13 people have been killed and about 70 injured. A steady stream of ambulances coming out of this disco in the Dominican Republic headed for the hospital with several patients in each ambulance. Now, crews, they're searching there for potential survivors. This was a nightclub in Santo Domingo. I know this is spring break time, but that's the capital of Dominican Republic. It's the largest metropolitan area in the country. It's not, or in the Caribbean, really. It's not necessarily a spring break destination. There's no word on nationalities of any of those who have been injured. Rescuers got onto that scene and heard people trying to communicate from underneath the rubble. So it was a frantic search for them that continues. Not immediately clear as to what caused that roof to collapse there. A nightclub in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
I don't know if that club was up to code, too. Thank you, Jeff. The Department of Homeland Security is once again trying to entice employees to leave their jobs. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem sent an email to employees yesterday about this, and she gave them the choice to accept a $25,000 buyout, voluntary early retirement, or deferred resignation. Employees have 1 week to accept. Law enforcement officials within DHS are exempt from these programs because of their essential roles.
A father and son were killed after a tree fell at a Georgia golf course during yesterday's storms. Officials say the 58-year-old and 29-year-old were hiding from the storm in their golf cart under a tree. It fell on top of them, causing crushing trauma. The son, Matthew Collins Jr., was a former Columbus police officer. The Columbus Police Department has launched a death investigation.
5 people are hurt after a small plane skidded off the runway in Oregon. And this happened at the Southwest Oregon Regional Airport. You can see right here a look at the emergency response at that scene. There was extensive damage done to the plane, including the aircraft's nose ending up in the water. 5 people were rescued from the crash and taken to the hospital, but it's unclear what caused the plane to skid off the runway.
Starting today, there's a new cutoff time for Delta Airlines passengers to check bags. The airline is requiring passengers on domestic flights to arrive early to check their luggage. Delta says passengers will have to check their bags at least 45 minutes before takeoff, while flyers who do not have checked baggage must check in 30 minutes before the flight's departure. The new rule is meant to help streamline the airline's operations and make departures more efficient.
A blessing for the family of former NHL player Johnny Gaudreau. His widow announced the birth of a healthy baby boy. Meredith Gaudreau shared this news on social media, and she said Carter Michael Gaudreau was born on April 1st. And he was born 7 months after her husband was killed while biking with his brother. Gaudreau says the baby shares the same middle name as his dad. He weighed 8 pounds, 3 ounces, which was the same weight Johnny was born at.
A beautiful family, goodness. Well, a massive plume of ash fills the air as one of the most active volcanoes in the Philippines erupts. There were no immediate reports of any deaths following Mount Canalawan eruption this morning, but it did spark health concerns after ash falls landed in nearby villages. The eruption, it last erupted in October, forcing hundreds of people to flee that area.
Now, with the fluctuating stock market and uncertainty around the tariffs, you may be trying to save more than you're spending right now. But if you're in the market for certain items, especially for spring cleaning and outdoor essentials, Five on Your Side has you covered. Here's Keely Arthur.
All year long, Consumer Reports tracks the prices of its top tested products. Here are the ones that are on deep discount this April.
This is the first full month of spring. So the offers we tend to see really center around getting ready for the warmer weather and spring cleaning.
Looking for a new lawnmower? Save about $1,000 on this top-rated 42-inch Ego Electric zero-turn mower at Amazon and Acme Tools. It's quiet, easy to steer, and performed well in CR's tests. If you're in the mood for indoor spring cleaning, several retailers, including Amazon and Walmart, have deals on this wet-dry vacuum mop combo from Bissell. In CR's tests, this vacuum is best at dry pickup and removing stains from flooring. Tackling tough carpets? Well, this Shark carpet cleaner is a great choice, and it's on sale at stores including Amazon and Best Buy. It scored excellent for drying and very good for both cleaning and convenience. And once all of your hard work is done, consider bringing over your friends and family and heating up this Napoleon small gas grill. Consumer Reports says it's sturdy and preheats quickly. It's on sale at Apt Electronics and Wayfair right now. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
A popular state park closed since Helene could reopen for Memorial Day weekend. Chimney Rock State Park has been closed since the storm flooded the area, taking out roads and bridges to access the park. The town announced crews have started work on a temporary bridge. The DOT also selected a location for a permanent one as well. Construction on that is slated for 2026 after parts of Highway 64 are rebuilt.
Today in What's Trending, it's time for another impossible mission, should you choose to accept it.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
Do we trust Tom Cruise? Do we trust him?
We'll see. Let's see if he runs in this one. We're getting our first look at the first full-length trailer for the 8th film in the Mission Impossible series. Oh, there he goes. He's running right there. The movie features multiple death-defying stunts from Tom Cruise reprising his role as Ethan Hunt. Will he go to the moon this time? I don't know. He's always doing some kind of stunt. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning opens in theaters May 23rd.
So if I'm not mistaken, Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts,
He does.
correct?
Yeah, he
I
does.
mean, he's like, I don't need a stunt double. I'm a professional. He's been doing these movies for, decades.
But the most iconic scene, no matter how many of these movies they've made, is when he was shimmying down into the vault, upside down, like trying to act like I'm on TV, I can do it right there. That's the one that I remember the most, and I think it's been repeated so many times in pop culture.
Yeah. I mean, it's Tom Cruise. He's known for doing that stuff. So.
And I'm sure there will be another one after this final one.
Yeah. It's
Mission
not the final
Impossible 9, more impossible than the last 8.
All right, a special honor, how a beloved longtime educator and performer is being celebrated tonight at a Raleigh high school.